I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm not ignorant. I'm just tired because I'm short of oxygen. My nose is blocked. I'm just a mouth breather at the moment. I need to get the Vicks out. Okay, spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this third week of May 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Capricorn, please. Thank you for the likes. Oh, goodness me. One more get up and then I've got a week off. I need it. The Fool. You're ready to take a leap of faith. You're ready to jump off that ledge. Okay? Blind faith. Aries energy. Confident. Assertive. Excited. Optimistic. Okay, so we've got the last quarter moon. Now, in ancient civilizations, like, imagine you're in the middle of, like, ancient Egypt. People would get used to the full moon being there, and then it would be a 3/4 moon, and then a half moon, and then the last quarter moon. They would start to feel sad because they're going to lose all of the light. So with this card, it's about needing to learn to let go of the past and come to terms with the fact that we don't get to control it. Okay, this is inevitable, losing this last bit of the moon. That's what that card's about. It's a very thick deck, this one. It's not 78 cards, there's a lot more, because it's got cards about the moon and the sun, phases as well. Let's get one more. Okay. We've got forward movement. A decision's been made and we're taking action on it with the 3 of Wands. But why have we got the Death card reversed, the Empress, the Lovers, the Magician reversed? What is going on? Right, I read from the back. So the Magician, when it's upright, is someone that's got all 4 aces. Okay, they believe that they can make miracles happen because they have all the tools. They have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. You know, they have all the tools to succeed. But you must have felt in some way that you didn't have all of the tools to succeed. Now, this was with regards to being in love. The Lovers is Gemini energy. So you could have been dealing with a Gemini, but we've also got the Empress. So that's Taurus and Libran energy. Could have been dealing with a Gemini, a Taurus, or a Libra. But these cards are upright, but they're in combination with that one where something just was missing. And then you've got the Death card reversed, so that's Scorpio. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio or someone with these placements, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, or Scorpio. That's reversed, so there was like, I don't want to let go. I want to take action. Is this someone that you miss from the past? That you feel like you want another go around with? I'm thinking about the past because we got the Death card reversed, because that's about walking into the next chapter. When it's upright, you're walking out of the gates and into a new chapter. But with it, when it's reversed, it's like, I'm not closing out this cycle. The Empress attracts, she does not chase. So I feel like you want to go towards this Empress because you know that they love you and you love them. If the Death card wasn't there, I'd say this is like the future and it's someone new. But because we've got the Death card, it's like... And then you've got this last quarter moon where it's like you don't want to let go of something from the past. So perhaps you want to take a leap of faith with someone from the past. Because you feel that you're a divine couple, that they love you as much as you love them. Either way, whichever one it is, you're progressing. You're going down this route now of proceeding to go and get your person, whether they're new or from the past. Because we've gone from the, the Ace of Wands, not the Ace of Wands, the Fool, past the Ace of Wands, past the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, which is taking action. Right, they have got the Temperance reverse, which is the Major for Sagittarius, and the Judgment. See, they feel called to act. The Divine is, this... Is it a bugle? I don't know if I just made that up. But it's like the angel Gabriel saying, like, wake up. Like, wake up, I need you to... It's time. It's time to go. Time to take action. Now, the Temperance is managing emotions and getting that balance. Anger, frustration, tears, sadness, happiness, laughing. Like, it's trying to find just a balance and not lose patience, not lose temper. But we're impatient now. I think it's like, go, hurry up, go, go, go. Someone feels that it's time to take action now. They're being called by their intuition. Okay, the universe is raising the dead. They're like, come on, let's go. I mean, that, if that describes you as well, doesn't it? Hi, Arjit. The King of Wands. You've both got that fire energy because they've got the King of Wands. You've got the Fool. That's Aries energy. It's confidence. It's being motivated to act. It's being action orientated, assertive, very focused on goals, status, what people view us to be like, how we present on the outside. It's going after what we want. It's like solar plexus activated. Solar eclipse. So that something's blocked out the sun temporarily, and the sun is like when we're happy. But it's just for a moment. It can stop you in your tracks, doesn't it? Everyone stops and stares at the solar eclipse because they're just like, well, what's going to be the consequences of this? Like, let's just stand still for a minute. And then everyone carries on. And it's like, it never happened. The Ace of Pentacles. So in the outcome, we've got an Ace of Pentacles. Now, this is leveling up. This is coming together. You know, getting on a mortgage together. Purchasing a house together. It's getting a new job. Getting a promotion. It's very good luck, this, and it's security, it's time, money, and energy, like an upgrade. Imagine that an Ace of Pentacles is like thousands of pentacles, you know, it's like sudden increase, and it's helped along by the divine. You see these clouds here, and this hand coming out of the ground, like this is an ace. So your hard work's being rewarded, or their hard work's being rewarded. Now, you had the Magician reversed, and perhaps it was the Ace of Pentacles that was missing. This is the ace that we needed. The World and the Page of Wands. See, the World is reversed, okay? The Page of Wands is reversed, so there's some sort of like loss of excitement or enthusiasm, loss of naivety, and instead of feeling like a cycle is completing or we're excited for a new adventure, we get stuck, okay? We get stuck, so I don't know why. But let's get one more for the outcome. Maybe that's that solar eclipse. We're on a collective reading for Capricorn. It's not individual. And then it's Aquarius and Pisces after this, so we've got a couple of hours ahead of me. You just need to watch the, you know, watch your sun sign or your moon sign or the sign of the person that you're interested in. This should resonate. If you want to buy a personal reading, you can contact me via messaging on TikTok. King of Cups upright. King of Cups upright is very nice. That's feeling calm, assured, being empathetic, understanding, generous of heart, generous of emotion, you know, accepting apologies, giving apologies, being patient. That's a nice energy, King of Cups. So we've got the Lovers upright, we've got the Empress upright, we've got the Three of Wands, we've got the King of Cups, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot that's positive. I just don't know why there's a bit of hesitation with closing out a cycle. I think you don't want someone new, you want the past. And I think the past wants you, because they're being called to act. and they're confident, they're glowing up, they're looking attractive, they're doing well in life. And then there's like a blip that makes them kind of stop still in their tracks. And suddenly, you know, you're the magician, you've got everything that you need to be this fool and take a leap of faith. If they're the King of Wands, maybe you're the King of Cups. Okay, so perhaps you're highly attracted to them. You view them as the Empress, and then they go into their masculine energy. But you're both in masculine energy because you're in the King of Cups energy. They're in the King of Wands. You might just be completely on the same page, you know, wanting to come back towards each other, Capricorn. Is there someone from the past that you believe like you were a really good match with and it shouldn't have ended? Or that maybe, you know, if you came back together it'd work this time? That you never really got over each other? Let's get some clarification for them. Why did they have the Temperance reversed and a call to action? Why were their emotions all out of whack? Show off. Needs to prove themselves, insecure exhibitionist. Well, a King of Wands is definitely that. King of Wands is very, very proud. You see this proud lion here. Look how he presents himself. He's fantastic to look at. And he has to be confident and he has to be achieving lots. He's an overachiever. You know, his or her whole identity is to achieve, to do better than everyone else. Everything is a competition for the King of Wands. And it's very embarrassing for them to not be the one that's doing the best out of everyone. They love attention, they love success, and they hate to lose, and they hate to, you know, feel like they disappointed themselves or anyone else. All talk, silver-tongued devil, big flirt, no action player. Maybe they were a bit immature the first time. Maybe their ego was like, you know, bigger than their heart. Fogs bind. When paths are unclear and spirits froze, sometimes leaving brings light. So they could have doubted like the path that they were on momentarily. Solar eclipses are momentary. They're just for a minute or two. Okay, but it left them really unclear about their decisions, about where they were going, you know, major things in life. There was a blip, there was a bump in the road. Let's get at what lies beneath. What was this bump in the road? Private relationship. They could have started something with someone else, or they could have kept you on the down low and not let it go exclusive. Caution. They could have started to think, oh, I can progress even higher if I get with someone that has more money, or I can look like I can show off more if I get with someone who, you know, is ready for marriage. Because people like this view marriage as increasing their status. Even though technically you could have a shitty marriage, this kind of person is just so concerned with what everything looks like from the outside. So if someone has a better car, if someone has a better house, if someone has, you know, more muscles, or if someone has bigger boobs or nicer hair or like better teeth, they're very obsessed with what people think of them and how they're achieving in life, whether that's financially, you know, looks wise, material possessions, very, very important to this person. They don't do worse in life. They have to keep doing better, and they want to be the first to achieve certain milestones. They're highly competitive and very sensitive to what people think of them. So they would just won't allow, like, they will always like project onto other people their insecurities, and they will ditch, you know, partners to kind of push themselves up. They'll climb up the backs of others. I'm not saying they're not charming and they're not romantic and loyal, but they can get to a point where if they decide that their path is best walked alone or with a different person, they will put their own ego first, and they will, you know, tell themselves, "Oh, it must be your fault that I'm not doing as well as what I thought I would be at this point in my life. It must be your fault, you know, that I'm not where I want to be." And so they'll just like walk up your back. Do you know what I mean? And then jump into like someone else's car and drive off. So you got to be careful with people who are very ones driven, because they're all about status and what it looks like. And, you know, if they're not progressing, then it's not working for them. And the problem is, in life, you can't always be on this upwards trajectory. Life is ups and downs, and sometimes it's steady. But a ones person wants to constantly project forwards to their own detriment. Sometimes, you know, they take a leap into something new, like a new venture, and it flops. And they might lose loads of money or collapse a business, but they don't care. They want to and need to keep trying to progress. They can be very foolish, but they will tell themselves it was your fault that they failed and they just need to do it with a different person next time. They can't handle, you know, like the indignity of it possibly being their mistake, or their miscalculation. It's like, the ego can't handle it. What's the nature of this connection, please, between Capricorn and the one that's showing up in their reading? Keep the door open. Don't be so focused on a closed door that you don't see the ones which open for you. Ooh. They might have taken this for granted. You or them might have taken this for granted. Someone closed the door on this prematurely and they never got over it, and I don't know if it's you or them. Because if the world card was upright, I'd say it's a new cycle with a different person, but you got the world reversed, you got the death reversed, the last quarter moon holding on to the past. And then this like call to action. What else did they have? The King of Wands and solar eclipse. It's like they're taking a pause to like contemplate where they're going. You've got the 3 of Wands, so you're both being called to act. You could have both like just thought that you've moved on from this, and then neither of you have. Love. unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. Yeah, I do get the sense that someone's taking this for granted, but I don't know whether spirits... We'll get spirits' advice later on, but for you anyway. Messages from them. Happiness is my priority. So whatever they think is going to make them happy, they're gonna pursue that. I don't want to lose you. Okay, you make this person feel grounded, you make them feel stable. They might not have made you feel like that though. Let me hold you. They're reflecting on the past. 7 is a number of reflection. Let's get you some advice. Right, notice predictable rhythms. So you might think that you're supposed to come back together with this person, okay, but you could end up on a karmic wheel where they just take you for granted again, or blame you for like their failures, or their egos just so fat they can't get their head through the flopping door. You need to look out for predictable patterns, because I didn't like this one, to be honest. When it said keep the door open, don't be so focused on the past. It's talking about a door that's closed. You're so focused on looking at the one that's closed that you're not seeing you. And then we had caution, didn't we? For them in private relationship. Make space for it. I think you need to let this go. And I know it looks different, but you're viewing them as the Empress. And, this is someone that you're completely in love with. You viewed them as all 4 queens and just like so attractive, so nurturing, so lovely, but I'm not sure that's who they are. I think they're more of a King of Wands, like fucking egotistical, You're always shifting. You could go back together with this person, but you're not going to be the person that you were, and they won't either. I've tried to do that, and being another person, tried to get back together, and just straight away we were like, it's gone, isn't it? We said that to each other because we just knew, like, it felt different, it felt weird. It was gone. So you might remember how magical it was when you were together, but when you see each other next, if you do that, it's not going to feel the same. And that's really sad, but that relationship was right for that time in your life. Okay, because it made you feel that good about that person. That's great. That's brilliant. A life would not be worth living if you never met anyone and you never felt that way about anyone ever. To have experienced love and lost it is better than to never have had it at all. Take some time to reflect on how far you've come and all the things that have happened, and whether, if you're being real with yourself, this could feel the same. Because I think about my person in Italy every day, and I remember like that we had it really good, but it would just make me feel ill if I was around them, and then I just saw that they didn't feel that way about me anymore. It would make me feel so distressed, honestly. Like, I don't think it's always good to go back there. I don't think it's good to like try to step back into that, photos of the past. Like, I just think people change, and too much has happened sometimes to revisit and try to, it's like stepping back into an act, from a play. Like, you can't go back to an earlier act and act it out with the same naivety. Too much has happened, too much has changed, too much has been said, too much has been done. It's going to be different now. And that's probably fucking sad to try and it's not going to make you feel the way that you hope. They're not going to react the way that you hope. People do get back together. Some people even get remarried, but it's very rare. It's incredibly rare. It's exceptional, I think. Spiritual journey. Explore the deep connection with the universe on your spiritual journey. This is a trying time, but we mustn't try to turn around and go back down the path that we've already, treaded. We have to just keep walking forwards, guys. Even if the past is more comforting to us, because we kind of know it, we need to just walk forwards, because there's good stuff. We're not allowed to see it. We can't see what's ahead of us, but there's really good stuff down there, I promise you. Creator of happiness. I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual. Therefore, it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. That's true. That's absolutely true. Okay, you make new memories, you make different ones, and you don't have to pretend that the past never happened. I think that's incredibly hurtful, and it would mess with your head psychologically to do that. You don't need to erase it or regret it or resent it. You just have to hold it and then let it go, and think, I'll hold space in my heart for that person, but I deserve to be happy and thrilled and live my best life and cross things off my bucket list and meet new souls that are into the things that I'm into, whether that be hobbies or places or, or what. But you just deserve to be fulfilled. You deserve to be happy. And happiness, if you place all your happiness, if you make sure that your happiness rests on what one person decides to do, you're going to be fucking miserable. If you're like, they have to be back with me or I'll be miserable, you're going to be miserable. So don't put yourself in that situation. Don't frame it like that. And do not, because you're catastrophizing and you're setting yourself up for major depression, major weakness, major disappointment. If you never see that person again, you're still the person that you always was. That you always was. That you always were. You're still that person that they were really attracted to. You were someone before them. So you don't need to place, the outcome of what they decide to do. You don't need to place your happiness in their hands, or the outcome has to be that they realise that they've left a really good thing behind, or we have to end up back together, or I'm going to have a terrible life. It's just not true. It's not true. Okay, and thank God. Because sometimes you revisit and then you think it's gone. It's just gone. So how sad would that be if it was gone and then there was nothing new out there for you? Of course there is. Okay, you have to remember that you're a person before all of this, and the world is so immense and so vast and has so much to offer. Think about all the countries, all the different music, the different food, different activities, things that you've always wanted to see and do. You've got so much ahead of you. All these different souls that you're going to come into contact with from joining groups or clubs or going, to cross these things off your bucket list. You're going to come into contact with amazing people, and people that will just do something nice for you one day for no reason other than they thought you were a swell person. Don't put everything on one person and what they choose to do next, because you're putting way too much power in their hands. You're worth more than that. You deserve better than to treat yourself like that or keep yourself in mental entrapment like that. Fuck them right off. Okay, and if they come back, they come back, but you'll be over it by then, so whatever. You're not saying you're not allowed to think about this person anymore, but keep it to a minimum. Don't spend your whole time thinking, you're going to be happy if they come back, or you're staring at your phone. Just don't live your life like that. It's not okay. It's really limiting. You'll find yourself just being down all the time. If Capricorn is meant to be with someone new, when will this new person come back? Come in. When will this new person come in? When will Capricorn meet someone new? Let it happen organically, okay? So when you start just living your best life, it'll happen. You don't need to join a dating website, or you don't need to start overly chatting with everyone around you. You're not doing anything to limit your happiness other than focusing too much on a door that's already closed. So just as soon as you quit that, everything will loosen up and speed up, okay? And then we've got around May. So I don't know if that's this month or this time next year. But Spirit's definitely, this is not the end for you, this is just the beginning, okay? Spirit's got plenty in line for you. Let's pull you some angel numbers. 0303, taking chances. Success, knowledge, friendship, impatience, freedom, and optimism. When chances present themselves, seize them and do something out of the ordinary. Whether in your professional or personal life, you will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. Trust in chance and take risks on opportunities that could change your life for the better. Wow. Okay, so there's tremendous change ahead, and it's completely meant. It's all out there waiting for you. Really good stuff ahead. And of course you're going to meet someone new. It's going to happen. Without you trying, you don't need to try. It's just going to happen anyway. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to tidy these cards up, and then we're going to go on to Aquarius. If you liked this reading, don't forget to hit the like button. Stay notified. Share the channel. Follow, subscribe, repost. Support the channel, please. I really appreciate it. If you think this is something that's going on with somebody that you know, share it with them, absolutely. I don't know about you, but I'm Taurus and I tend to make friends with a lot of Taurians. And I don't know if it happens on purpose or if I just find out the Taurian and then I'm just extra attracted to them, but I mostly date Leos, because they're attracted to me, and I mostly attract, friendships-wise, Tauruses, but I have got some friends that are other signs as well, but a lot of Taurian ones. And I've dated people that aren't Leo, but mostly Leos. So what I'm getting at is, if you're Capricorn, but you have Capricorn friends, you might want to share this. Share this with them as well. Okay, on to Aquarius.